Welcome back, guys. It's your boy Kosi or Kosi Dev. Yeah, I think I prefer Kosi Dev. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to make sure everything is working. We have everything in order before we jump into the stream and start doing the business here. You know, so the I think the YouTube is working. Okay, guys. So sorry for you guys for everyone. I told I will be streaming after the last stream. So I said after the last stream I will be streaming the next day, but unfortunately something happened. I wasn't able to stream the next day, so I had some issues I'm trying to solve on my own, like personal issues, not related to the project, but yeah, just personal issues. So I was trying to figure those out. Well, kind of like took some time. So that was the reason I wasn't able to stream for the past 6 days, I guess. Yeah. So for the past 6 days, we have not been able to stream. Yeah, and I think that's it. So yeah, so I will start back again. So I will continue the streaming. We will continue as usual. Try to be able to stream on every single day. I'm trying to complete each feature of the app, because so far we have done to some extent. Yeah, we have been able to achieve some stuff, but yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do more as we continue streaming. And also, yeah, guys, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. Really subscribe button, and also hit the bell button to get notified for all my streams. For those of you that say that they usually miss my streams, and yeah, and also if you're having a question the past streams or any stuff that you are having issues implementing or doing, so you can actually hit me up on the stream live, message me live on the stream. I'm ready to reply you guys or talk to anyone who needs help and give you the help you need. I think that's all. I don't know if there's any other stuff I need to cover before we begin the stream. Yeah, also one more thing. So I was actually invited to a podcast. That should be somewhere here on YouTube. So I was invited on a podcast with a user UX designer, so basically user experience designer. So the podcast is basically how a front-end developer or a software engineer can actually work with a UI or user experience designer. So let me see. So that should be US obtained. I think this should be it. So guys, definitely do check this out. So this is basically the podcast here. So this is the one. So you guys could check it out on her own channel, and also leave a subscription, and also watch the podcast to the end and let me know what you think. If there's anything that we are missing in there, I didn't say as a front-end developer, as an engineer, or how to work with a user experience designer. So yeah, I think that's it for these few days. I haven't been able to actually stream. And again, if you have been following me on my social channels, I've actually been be posting on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok too. So you can actually check that out to keep in touch with me. Yeah, that's it. So let's head back to here. And yeah, I think okay, this is not what we are working on. So this is basically our previous project that we are working on. So not our previous project, but this is my Thursdays weekly Thursdays project. So you can see more of that on Instagram. So I kind of like do some stuff on every Thursday and every Thursday and every Sunday. So I do some UI design, not design, but kind of like converting a UI to actual mobile design, mobile interactive design. So that's it. Let me see. So basically let me just fix this. So this shouldn't be flutter demo. So this should basically mental health care app. So the title shouldn't be flutter demo. So let's just quickly remove that. Let's see what else we need to remove. Just remove this comment here. Just trying to fix one or two things we are seeing here. think that should be it. Just go ahead and run our projects on our simulator. That is, just tap over here. No, before we actually start running our project, I think we need to select a simulator that I want to run the project on. So that should be select device. Why is it not selecting? Let's see. Please select device. That's strange. Let's try running this. Let me see. Okay, that's actually strange. Let me close this. Open that up again. That should be basically, yeah, I think, yeah, this one. Let's try running this again. Let's see how that works. Hopefully we don't get the same issue we got on our previous try. Let me see this. Okay, yeah, so open, select device, and yeah, iOS 13, and then run debug mode. Just give it some time, so you can actually see that was actually launching the app on our iPhone 13 simulator. So let's give it some time to actually finish up. And yeah, also guys, got something to say. So I started a new mentorship program. So if you're looking for mentorship in both building mobile apps or web app front end using SwiftUI, Flutter, React Native, React.js, Vue.js. So I actually have a mentorship around those technology front end base. So basically how to build any front end project using those technologies. So you can actually check that out on my Patreon, which should be on this stream description. You can find it on the stream description too. Yeah, and also once you sign up, you can actually get into my what's it called, into our stream. Yeah, I'll stream for Discord. So I also have a Discord channel for anybody that joined the mentorship. So you can actually join the Discord. So this succeeded in loading on iPhone 13, but we are having an issue because this is overflowed. So to fix that issue, so because if you could remember, we are actually running this app on simulator we are running it on iOS 13 Pro Max. Yeah, iPhone 13 Pro Max. So that's where we are running this project previously, and because we were using the 13 Pro Max for the layout and also the UI design, so most of these kind of fits inside the 13 Pro Max. So on the 13 model, which is actually small, so this couldn't fit in. So that's why you're having these overflowed issues. I think the best way is actually to use smaller device for development, so that when it's on bigger device, you can actually extend. Yeah, you don't need to worry about not fitting into the device. So basically that will solve this issue. But there's one way to solve this error that we're having here. That's basically head into our onboard screen. So here's our onboard screen. So it's not actually a big deal. So head over here. Okay, onboard templates. So go to the onboard templates and actually wrap this whole stuff. So wrap this with a single side scroll view, if I still remember. I think that should be it. Single side scroll view. Yeah, I think this one. So once you save that, that should be off, so you won't get that error again. So you can actually scroll through the device when you can't see any of the details. So you just scroll through it and tap on anyone. So yeah, I think that's good. So you can actually see it's no longer showing up here. So just continue skip, and then let's go to the login section. If you could remember, we are actually trying to onboard. The last time we onboarded normal users, we are able to complete that, and we are trying to onboard a psychologist. So that's what we'll be working on right now. So if you tap on this, tap here, and let's go ahead and log in. So just log in with this user. Yeah, so you could actually see this. Like I said, the last time we tried this, we succeeded in onboarding normal users, which was at this section. So just go back, and we are not going to do that because we completed that last session. So this section we are going to be onboarding psychologists. So just tap on the psychologist section. So if you tap there, it won't take you to any screen. That's because we haven't added the screens for that. So let's go ahead and add that. So that will be right here. Under our registration folder, we have the presentation and we have the category screen, which is basically showing this. And inside here, I'm going to create another screen. So I'm going to create another screen. I'm going to name that to be registration. So let's see what we're, yeah, personal data screen. So I'm going to call that registration underscore, yeah, personal, just trying to give it a reasonable name, personal data screen underscore screen dot. I think that should be. So we're just going to use a normal scaffold here to bootstrap the whole stuff. So I'm going to name this to be registration personal data screen. Yeah, I think that should be okay. And go ahead and remove this path. We don't need those. Let's basically close this and import this, and then return a scaffold. Inside the scaffold, we're going to have a body. For now, we're going to leave it to be a center text. The scaffold color, so the background color is going to be coming from our theme, that of context, and we're going to be using the scaffold color. If you remember the time we did theming, we are going to be using scaffold color for that. Yeah, I think that should be a good starting point. So let's try to hook this up to this button, and to do that we have to copy this. So just copy the screen name and head over to the routes section. Under the routes, just give it a name for the screen. So we are going to call it register personal data. Yeah, and then change this routes test to this. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Go ahead and save this, and now move over to the route page. So under the page where we have register category, so you should actually have a children property. So the children is going to be other pages, so like what we have here. So I'm going to rename this to be from register. No. Can I import this? And then this, let's copy this from our routes section. That should be this. Let's copy that. Head over to the app pages. Paste that there. Yeah, I think that should be it. So save this. Let's see what else we need to do. I think the final stuff we need to do is basically get our button to actually take us to that particular page. So to get our button to take us to this particular page, that should be inside our registration, and that should be category screen, and the last button there should be this let me see. Okay, I see. So just say, let's see, yeah, okay, use get dot named. The screen that we want to navigate to should be this, not that particular screen, but we need to add the parent of that screen, and then navigate to the inner side of it. So that should be the next screen. Where is our page? Okay, no, this. So that should say go to this register category screen, and then get to the next screen after that, which should be the inner screen after that, which should be register personal data. That's what we want to navigate to. So save this, and let's see if this works right now. So go ahead and tap on this. So it's not working, so basically we need to restart our app. Just restart that. Okay, so let's try this again, and that's working. So you can actually see that we are able to navigate to the second screen, which is inside the category screen as a shard. Yeah, so basically let's go ahead and style this up. And so if you could remember, I said that we are going to actually have this look a bit more like the profile screen that we created, where you have the user image that they want to change, the name field, the email field, and all those required field. So we are going to kind of style it up in that same way, but in this case we are going to be changing one or two stuff about it. So that's what we are going to do right now. Let me see. First of all, let's copy our previous data we have been using on other screens. So basically I want to add so where's our design again? So okay, yeah, I think that's loaded up. So once we have this, just scroll down a bit. Yeah, so basically we want to add our top bar similar to this. So if you could remember, we have been doing this on the previous screen, so there's no need of doing this again. Just copy it over from the previous places that we have here. So I'll just copy it over. which you can actually do here. Let me see. So I should remember where we have those issue stuff. Yeah, so you can actually copy it from here. So this is it. Just highlight this and copy the whole stuff. Yeah, it will be copied. Well, let's bend back to the personal data screen. So I'm going to copy that. Remove this center widget. We don't need that. Basically, remove widgets. Remove the test widget too. We don't need that too. Yeah. Okay, we can't. And just delete it this way. That's actually direct shot to the scaffold. So what we need to add there is basically a safe area. We need a safe area and a column. So I have a safe area. I have a column widget. Inside the column widget, we have a children property. So that's a children property. Yeah, actually makes sense to actually wrap this with a single child scroll view. Remember our single child scroll view. Yeah, there we go. Let's see what else we need to add. So in there, we are going to paste the code we copied before, and then import this custom test package. Then we need to create a test with this. Looks like this test doesn't exist. We need to create that. Now custom test, and basically call that to be this. Call that register. And head over here, so the error goes away. Go ahead and save this, and there we go. So you can actually see that added the left back button icon, and then we have the register test. We should tap over here, you go back, takes you forward. So yeah, so that's it. So the next one will be have other tests that shows under it, then have the avatar I'm talking about, and then have the input fields. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to copy some code over from previous UI designs I've been doing. So I've been using, so I think that was actually the good stuff about doing some UI challenges on your own, and which you can actually sell off or maybe publish it as a free gig or sell it as a gig. Some these developers needs that. So and again, it kind of gives you more access to stuff that you're going to need in future. If you're working on any project, you don't need to create anything from scratch. You just goes to your previous project, pick that particular design or that particular component or widget, pick it up and add it to the new project, and there you go. So yeah, so I'm going to copy all this over. So basically I have a widget called welcome screen, registration main heading, and again we have the subheading. So those are the three components I will actually add here, but these are for previous projects I've been working on. So custom test. So we are using this file to create a custom test widget. So that's why I call it custom test. So go ahead and import the color property. Import. Okay, we imported that, but it doesn't know what is TFTP test color. So let's go ahead and add that particular color. So we can actually do that in our color. So for those of you who have been with me on this stream, so you guys could actually understand what we're having these color properties here. So it's basically to have one place where we had code our whole color constants, and we can actually reuse it from there and know that we will not be using any color in our app except from the color we have here. And whenever we want to make any changes to our brand colors and all those stuff, we know where to make the changes, and it will reflect on the other every part of the app. Yeah. So if you save this and head over here, so go ahead and import all this, and the error goes away. And the next error we have is to fix all these tests that we're having here. See, so head over to test components and then add those. No, and I'm going to name that to be basically this step, and the step I'm going to call the registration step. Registration step 1. Step 1 of 4. Okay, I think that should be it. Go ahead and save this. And next one we're going to, so the error goes away. The next one is going to be this. Copy that over. And last but not the last one should be this. I'm going to call that get it started with get started on mental health app, mental health care. So get started on mental health care by creating an account with your details. So save that, and that should actually fix the remaining issues. Now I'm going to format this to actually look nice. So if you're trying to format your flutter code on your app, or just tap on your shift key and your option key and then hit the F key on your keyboard, and it format the whole text. So there we go. So you can actually see them looking good here, but that's not it. We want all this to align to the left part, and we could easily do that by saying plus axis alignment, and just tap into left aligned, and that we aligned everything to the left. And next we have to wrap this with a padding widget, so there should be a space over here. With that, I can just say, let me see. Okay, so let's say symmetric. So the horizontal part, I'm going to say have 20 pixels space from here and here. So there should be spacing around this horizontal axis here and here. So you can see that working. So you have added a spacing of 20 pixels from here and there's an actual invisible 20 pixel spacing from here too. So that's basically what we want to achieve. And yeah, so everything is taking shape now. So we have registration step 1 of 4, personal info. We have get started on mental health care by creating an account with your details. So those are added here. And next stuff we could actually do is basically let's see. Yeah, we could just add this section that you could remember I told you guys about that. So we just add our profile section, basically the same stuff we did on profile section. We copy it over and add it here. So that should be under profile edit. Yeah, we can start by copying this section over. Just copy it from, let's see, center widgets, copy the whole stuff all the way to yeah, this section. Yeah, just do that. Let me see. Okay, yeah, stop here and then head over to registration personal screen. Add that below the size box widget, paste. So we are having a whole lot of errors that we need to fix here. And for now, we're going to hard code some variables that we're going to use to bypass the errors we're having. So I'm going to say final boolean, and I'm going to call the so it's going to be private. So it's image. Set that to false for now. So that's the just for being able to, so that I can actually help us to create this UI first. So just put that here. So it's image. So if its image is true, go ahead and show an image from a file. We are going to pick up this time. Maybe if we're able to finish the whole stuff today, we are going to be able to add some functionality to the UI by being able to pick an image from our device and then display it on the image avatar that we're going to add. And in here is expecting a file, so we're going to say the file should be this, but we're going to make it to be empty, and then import this from that.io, this one, not any other ones. So don't import from HTML, just import from that.io. Format this, and that's what else we need to add. So just delete this path. We don't need this path, delete it, and then import this. I think that should be it. So let's see. Yeah, that's good. We are good to go. And then below that should be a test. Just copy that out also. So just do copy and paste. Where's that test? No, not profile screen. So profile this screen. So I'm basically looking for the test that should be under that. I think this should be this one. Yeah, all the way to this. Let's copy the test, then head over to the profile section. Yeah, personal data screen, and then paste that under here and remove this section. We don't need that right now. And then import our color class. Okay, let's save this. I can actually see that being added here. So I have edit image photo, but we don't want to say edit photo, we just want to say add photo. So I should go over here. No, not this one. This one. So I'm going to say so saying edit photo, let's say add photo. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. So since the user is not actually editing their profile, they're just registering their data on our own platform, so just makes sense to say add profile image and not edit profile image. So yeah, says add profile image or add photo, so any of that works. So the next stuff we're going to add is basically an input field below these image that we have here. Yeah, just add an input field below it. So let's do that. Guys, give me a second. Let me see. It's actually been a long day. Kind of a bit tired. It's almost 1. Yeah, I think it's almost 2 a.m. Yeah, but let's just finish this path off. Yeah. So yeah, we added this. We need to add the test field, this test input field right under here. So you can actually do that by just saying, where is it? Okay, yeah, I'll go, just head over to the profile screen, edit, and then copy all these input field that we have here. So we'll just copy this one. So below this, so add what we just copied and remove the padding widget. We don't need the padding widget. Remove the widget and then import this. There we go. And this, we can just comment this out for now because we don't have a controller to be able to use there, and you could actually see that added. Next is that this, the user won't know what to do with this input, so we have to give them a hint test to tell them what to do. So we're going to use our hint test here and then add a hint that says full name. Yeah, so they should just give us their full name in that field. So just say full name. Yeah, full name. Save that. Yeah, that works. So you can see full name, and you can just copy this and actually paste it like about 4 different times or 2 more. Or just let's paste it 2 different times, and then we could just keep on changing the hint test to say something different. So this one is going to say an email, so that should be email. So the second one should say email. I think we already have a test that says that, so somewhere up here. Let's search for that. No, so email. Okay, yeah, this should be this one. So just copy the variable and then we can just use it somewhere here. So this should say email. So if you save that, you can actually see email, and the next one should actually say let me see, because I actually did a sketch for this. So the next one should say phone number. Yeah, so the phone number, let's see if we have a test for that. Yeah, so we have something called phone number. Just make use of that. Add that right here. Okay, there we go. Save that. You can see that same phone number, and we actually need the user to add their about section, so kind of like about test, to tell us who they are. As a psychologist, just explain yourself, like about you, so that the someone that wants to kind of like get in contact with you will know more about you. Yeah, so we just copy this and paste that right here. That should say about yourself. Then check for if there's something here that says that about. Okay, there's nothing, so just add somewhere here. So yeah, about yourself. So copy the text variable, save this. You can just use that here. So there we go, save that. So you have the full name for the user, the email address of the user, the phone number, and the about yourself section. And the next we want to add is select country. So an input field that will help them to select different countries where they are from, or the country they are living in. I think, yeah, we want them to select their own country and not the country they are living in. Yeah, so that people will know that, okay, this person is from United States of America, or somewhere South Africa, or any other country, or yeah. So just know that this psychologist is from there but living in a country with me, which in my own case will be Dubai. So yeah, or UAE. So the country name is UAE. Dubai is the city. Yeah, so in my own case we say UAE. So yeah, so let's add that input field. So there's a challenge in doing that. So the first challenge is that to actually be able to create that input field by yourself, it will take us some time to be able to do that. Not a kind of like the a full week or full 2 day stuff, but be able to complete that in a day, but not a full day. But try to do some research, get the country list data, the whole countries in the world as a string, get their map as an icon, and then use a map data type to add those stuff. And then you can actually say when someone taps on the input list, it could actually display a full sheet that shows those countries and their map. So you tap on that, it selects that shows it. But we're not going to go through that route. It's a simple stuff to implement, like I said, but it will actually take us like about, let's say, 30 or 40 minutes on this stream to implement. But we are going to go ahead and use already made components to solve that issue. But if you want to implement that on your own, you could just follow the my description of how that works and implement that. So it's not that hard. Just be able to research the full names, which will be kind of hard to get, maybe. So I think you can actually find that say full name okay, full country list JSON. So full country, so let's try type in the full country list JSON. Yeah, if you tap on that should give us a list of countries in JSON format. Yeah, so you see that. So I think this actually generated the whole stuff for us, and I think it's in alphabetical order. So that's actually good. So we have everything in alphabetical order. So you can actually see the name, the country code. But the funny thing is that we can't actually see the map image. So that's why I said that to actually be hard a bit to actually add the whole map in this string by yourself. So you have to go through the whole list, get a country, not the map, the country flag, I mean not map. So the country flag, and add behind them so that the user could see their country flag while selecting, see the country name. Optionally they could actually see the country code, but I don't think we need to show them the country code. Well, let's see if we can actually get a list that has those flag. Okay, there's actually a flag URL. Okay, I think that was actually good. So you can actually get the flag URL from here and then display that. So this list contains So you have regions, Africa, North Americas, and then you have the countries which inside a JSON, and it has name, country code, capital, region, currency, language, flag. I think it will actually be fun to create that. What do you guys think? Or trying to create that, because or we can actually use this package here, which I usually use for projects I work on. So it's called country picker. So just show you guys that, and after we just go ahead and implement that. But if we want to speed up the development, we could actually use this, because you have the same stuff. See, we have the Afghanistan, we have the what do I mean, the flag, we have the country code, we have the name right here showing side by side the whole stuff, which is actually good. Like I said, we could actually go ahead and do this on our own, or we could use this one that's already made for us and work with that. So I don't know what you guys think, and if we are to do this by ourselves, I will actually need to publish this as a package too, because I will need to add some stuff to it, make it a bit good, so we can actually publish it as a package. Let's see if we have the time to do that. Let's see. No. So you have country pickers. So let's see the ones they have here. Okay, this looks good, but that's not what we're looking for. Okay, look at this. These actually look good, but that's not what we're looking for. So yeah, that reminds me. So I want to play something that on Android it will appear like this. Then on iOS it will appear as what's it called, as a bottom sheet right here. Okay, yeah, like this. So this already created that. Okay, that looks good. Yeah. So we could actually do that by ourselves, but I'm thinking if we actually have a need to do that, implement that, or just showcase you guys how to do that. And then if you want, you can just use the package I'm showing you guys here to actually implement this. Let's see. So there's a lot of packages here doing that. Okay. So what do you guys think? Should we go ahead and implement this? And let's see which one will be faster for us. Obviously, using the already made package here will actually be faster. But to actually make the stream more fun, we could just go ahead and implement it by ourselves and see how to do that. Why is not displaying the SVG that we just copied over? think we kind of have an issue because most of these SVG is not showing up. We can't actually see them. If we are to do that, implement this country list by ourselves, so we need to be able to see the SVGs. You're not able to load SVG file. See. So what you're looking for, trying to get a list of countries with flag in a JSON format. We could actually make use of that. Okay, I think this one works. Oh, let me see. Okay, I think we found something, so we could actually make use of this right here. Yeah, we make this use of this one that we are seeing here. Yeah. So let's think. Um. Okay, let's give it a try. So in here, I'm going to let me see. So under personal data screen inside there, outside here, I'm going to create a new widget, and I'm going to call this to be something show modal. Or show modal bottom sheet. Show bottom sheets, and we are passing a builder. And inside a builder, we'll basically go ahead and return yeah. So I'm going to try returning a container for now. Let's keep it at that. Before the builder, I'm going to paste this code, remove this, save that, and then I'm going to give this a color. I'll basically start with the height property. And the width should make the same. And there we go. That's what else we need to do here. I don't think there's any other stuff we need to do. And then we need to add this somewhere below here so I can actually be clickable. And I'm going to say have a container. Okay, raise the button, just remove that. We don't need this. It's kind of like remove the flutter, so we don't use raise button anymore. I think we change that to test button or something. There's another widget that will change with something like select countries. Wrap which Joshua TikTok on top. Yeah, so inside the on top we are going to say navigator.push. No, we don't want to call navigator.push name. We're just going to call show country list. Don't need to pass any param signature. Save that like that, and there we go. So you can actually see that showing up somewhere there. And if you tap on this, okay, for some reason this is not showing. Yeah, so that's not receiving a gesture detector on it. Let's see. Yeah, so was wrong. So what are we doing wrong here? Show button modal. We get called like the same in here. Passing a context. So passing a context directly from the main parent, main class. So yeah, constraints. See. So this one doesn't have a constraint. I think I just restart this, see what happens. Okay, head over here. Tap on this. Okay, we have an issue. See what that says. Errors. Come on. And we're trying to fix this. Let's remove this. So let's kind of remove this constraint that we have here. So leave the context property that we're passing inside. Leave the background color to it. Okay, avoid show country list. Okay, let me see. Okay. Okay, that's really strange. No scaffold widget found. Okay, in that case, let's wrap this with a scaffold widget. That should actually use the parent scaffold. So I have scaffold, the body, container. Okay. This is actually funny in a way. So already having an ancestor as okay, the top three here. Inside this context, we're having a scaffold already. Yeah. And in there we have other widgets and safe area and the rest. And this function here is calling our show country list. When there's an untapped gesture on it, we have a container as a child of untapped gesture, and it has a scaffold. So I'm going to copy this and check that out. Let's see. It's complaining about material app, so found So in that case, we could actually wrap. So you can access the ancestor material app for our widget. Okay, and the way to solve that is to use a builder on it and pass the injection. Okay, okay, let's try this. So let's try wrapping um our scaffold with material app first. Let's see. That's going to add some changes to our app, which is not what we are looking for. But let's try this first and see if this actually solves our problem with chatting news. Okay, that didn't solve it. Come on. So we're gonna try to actually need a serious debugging here because we're not having this issue in other places in our app where we are using the bottom bottom sheet. So what I here we have the untapped gesture, and this is returned by gesture dictator with a profile. Okay, share this. I know that this will not make a difference, but let's see. Maybe we missed something. So I'll comment this whole stuff out for now. So we just run the test and see how this works. Okay, I think um think we kind of like doing something wrong right now. I think I saw something. Let's try this first. So if you save this and try tapping on this again to actually bring this up. No. So this worked. We're able to see our bottom sheet. I can actually dismiss it. Okay, I see. Okay, we actually the one making the mistake here. So we actually cutting the wrong stuff. So we are calling show bottom sheet, which says persistent bottom sheet controller and as a widget builder context. So let's see what this needs to be. It shows a material design bottom sheet in the nearest scaffold ancestor. In a nearest scaffold ancestor, if you wish to show a persistent bottom sheet, use a scaffold or bottom sheet. Returns a controller that can be used to close and otherwise manipulate the bottom sheets. The optional background. Okay. So basically, it needs a nearest scaffold ancestor. So nearest scaffold ancestor, which our app couldn't find, and okay, that was actually interesting. I'll check this out more to see why that is doing that. But for now, so we could just go ahead and continue what we're doing. So basically, I'm going to remove this code and use the other one. But I'm going to change the name to be the same. So just show country list. I'm going to comment this out, copy the name, and remove this. Let's show to be first here. So save that. Remove everything that we have right in here. So there we go. If you tap on this, yeah, it still shows up, and we could just tap on that again. Yeah. Okay, next one will be to basically make use of what we talked about, which should be this. So let's see a way to get hold of this JSON file here that's showing everything that we need for a country. So I'm going to go to raw, click on raw, and then Control A to highlight, then Control C to copy everything. And let's look for where should we add this. And if you actually look back to the previous stuff we have been doing, you could see not here in our auth controller. So we implemented a method that actually helps us to get, is it auth? No, not auth controller. That should be our inside home. So I'm going to reuse that. No need of yeah. So it's called dummy psychologist data, and this is basically it. So it loads an asset of JSON, and we could actually decode that and then get hold of the list and then loop through that and do whatever we want to do. So this actually works for us, which is actually good. So we are going to do that. So how do we do this? So I'm just going to say inside our asset folder. So let's close this. So here's our asset folder. So inside our asset folder, I'm going to create a new JSON file. I'm going to call that countries list. Restart that. No, not that should be JSON. JSON. Yeah. So in there, I'm going to paste what we just copied. Remember, we copied something. Just copied it. So that's another 400 something lines of code. So we could just say name this to be. So in a JSON format, so say have a key item inside a JSON object. JSON object, the first we have a key item, which is actually a list. So we're just mapping the same stuff like what we have from what we have here. So it's actually a list, and inside the list we're going to copy this whole stuff again and paste it in there. Just paste it in there. Oh my goodness, so double quoted. That's interesting. So we need to add a double quote to all this. No, we are not going to do that. So because that's going to take a whole lot of time. So I think we just wait to convert to JSON. I think we just paste the whole code in here. Okay, there we go. So we pasted the whole stuff. We should have an item. Okay, this, so this, so that makes sense. That's 99 in total. So convert that to JSON. Let's remove this, we don't need you. And there we go. So we have the JSON equivalent of that, which is a list. Okay, yeah, so there we go. So go ahead and copy this. So this is actually a lifesaver to us. So whoever that did this, thanks in advance. Thanks so much. So just paste that here, and there we go. We are good to go. I think we made a mistake. So just remove this particular list. Scroll the way down and remove this. And then, yeah, that should be it. So you can have the whole stuff in JSON format. So save that. And next will be, so I'm going to go ahead and copy the home controller code that we have here. So I'm going to use that in a different place. And so there we go. So the next thing, okay, in here, so I'm going to call that as a different method. So there we go. So I call that get dummy. So get dummy psychologist. I'm going to call that get countries list, and then I'm going to import this root bundle from service, and then JSON.load countries list. So not to make a mistake of the name, I'm just hover over this and copy the name, rename it. So instead of renaming it, just copy it. So the one way for me to quickly get the name of a file, you just tap on it, click rename. So when you choose up to rename it, I don't rename it, I just basically copy whatever is there and then click outside it, and that goes away. And the next, you just head over to your prospect.yaml and then basically add that as a import. So right here, go like this and then remove this part. So rename it, yeah, add the one that we just copied. I think that's all we need to do here, and then you could just move out over here and then replace this side too with the countries list, and then JSON.decode. Let's import that. We need to import JSON.decode method. Come on. That convert. Okay, yeah. So we are getting the data. So await response, JSON.decode, which is a future with. Okay, this is not a future. It's not a future, so we don't need to await on this. So since it's not a future, but let's see this asset bundle. Okay, that's a future. It returns a future, so you need to wait on that. Future of type string and passing that to JSON.decode. Okay, and then get hold of the items or data's items. And now we are going to print this for now. Print it out to the screen and see what's in there. So I'm going to use the print statement and print just the items. Next is just to call this function right somewhere here when we call show country list. Let's call that in here. So let's start our app. Just bring this up a bit so you can actually see what we're doing. And then you can just tap on this and tap over here, and there we go. So that's working. So you can actually see countries showing up here, so that's good. So that's what we are looking for. We don't need to call this function right in here. Yeah, I think so. We don't need to call it right in here, so I'm going to move it out of this scope, untap scope. So we need to call it somewhere here. So somewhere here. So when you say show modal bottom sheet, and that loads up with the country list, and we can actually pass it in here. So see the country list, or we could actually call that in init method. Yeah, init method, and then save that into a variable that we could actually use. Yeah, I think that would make sense. So I could say instead of init, set state. Right in here, I'm going to create a variable. Should I be should be rate moderate, and I should say final trees. And in here, you also say countries is equals to this. So since we're going to map this, and it's going to be a list, so this is going to be a list of type map of type string slash dynamic. So we're gonna save that, and the return type of this is actually returning. What's it actually returning again? It's returning a future. We can actually say instead of returning a future, I'm mapping this right here. I could just call that function in here, and once we call that function, I could just assign this right inside the function. So here, so we just say countries equals to items, which is item is dynamic, and there we go, of this type. We save that, and we could try this out. So I could say print, another print statement, and I could just say countries at index 0 and get hold of the name. So we're just trying to test something out. Okay, let's see. Let's remove that side. I'm being so slow, so fucking slow today. I don't know what's going on. Okay, just tap on this again. So it's a list of type, list dynamics on the subtype of this. List dynamic. We cast it as map. See if we can do cast. Okay, we can't. I think you actually loop through it and map it as a data, return a data type of a new list as this, or we just leave it as dynamic as it is, and then okay, let's see. Since our type dynamic, so we just go ahead and change it. Okay, that works. So we're able to get hold of the flags and the whole countries, and then we printed the one at index 0, the name of the country at index 0. So that shows this is working. The next stuff we want to do is that when we bring this up, so when we bring so this is a column, we have a column widget that has a center text, okay, center container, has a spacing, and then we have so you can actually map stuff here. So let's see how that works. So we could just use a list view inside this column, a scrollable list view in there. List view. Going to use a list view builder right here. Countries.length and then list style. Okay, so we're using a list style here, and countries.name. Let's see if this works. Okay, so we're able to get the names, but there's an issue. So let's see how to solve this, because we're having an expanded issue. I think you just want this to be expanded. Okay, render fox, come on, think. Come on, this can I see? Come on, I'm thinking. Yes. Okay, so we can actually do that. Yeah, I think okay. See, just remove these, save that, and then open this up again. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Now that actually solved the issue, but we actually, yeah, you can just add this back. So using expanded on one of the child, yeah, will solve the issue. So it just takes the available space that's within the parents and doesn't go off. Yeah. Just scroll up, so you could just see the names of the countries right here showing up here, which is basically what we are looking for, but we are not done yet. So we should be able to see, so we have a leading, okay, a subtitle, title. So instead of going using a list style, I think it will make sense if we basically make use of a row widget. So of a list style, just remove a list style, make use of a row widget. So the row widget have a children property inside there. First one becomes a test for now. Save that. And okay, let's still see that it's working. Okay, that works this way. So we just see the title, add the leading. Let's see what we could actually have there. In this case, we don't want to have it. Okay, let's leave it that way. Let's see. So Iceland, Afghanistan. Okay. Yeah, so that works. And then we could just have and trading. Yeah, so trading widget, we could just say the trading should be the same test. Just remove that later on. Let's see how that looks. So okay, this they're all, yeah, okay. So with this in mind, so first of all, we want to get the image path. So the image path is called, what's it called again? So the image path is called flag. Let's get hold of the flag here. What? Okay, there we go. So okay, we are making a mistake, so not here, but here. So the leading should be for the leading. Okay, there we go. So you can actually see the image. Next, not the name. So the next one shouldn't be the name. So if you look at what how this looks here, So we have the name, we have the flag, we have the die number, country code, and the country name. So the next one should be the title should be the die number. I could just leave it this way, so you have the name in here, then the die number should be the last, so we just copy that. So the last one should be die code. So let's see how that is actually pronounced. Copy that, so just copy that. Show this. Yeah, train. Yeah, so there we go. Die code. Save that. Close this. Open this up. So we go. So let's just see the code and the countries and their die code. So you see. So that's good. Let's see what else we need to add there. Add more stuff. So I think it will be time to actually increase the font sizes for this. So for this, I'm going to say the size should be style for the not the name, but the flag first. Let's start with the flag. Let's see how that works. So font size should be 30 for now. That looks okay. I think that's okay. And the country, I think the country font size is okay. This die code I think is okay too. Not bad. So yeah, there we go. We got our own country list. So country list selection. So we are good to go. Not really. So one more thing we could actually change here. So when someone taps on this, we want to close. Yeah, so that's working. So you tap on this, this closes. Then right now you want to be able to display the selected country here. Because we don't want to use a use state in here. We don't want anything to do with use states. So we could just say in here. So there we go. Instead of registration, the controller will have another ROX string called the ROX string selected country. There we go. So yeah, save that way. Okay, selected country. Need to solve that. So we want to get this in order. So when the user taps on when the user taps on this, so it's before saying navigator.pop context, which is basically remove the current modal. So before we do that, we want to make use of registration controller in here. So we're going to add that registration controller. So get that. Yeah, so register controller. So I'm going to say final. It's going to be a final. Since it's going to be a final, final days, okay, puts, and then import these packages, import gets. Okay, and then get user get hold of this, copy that. So the selected country should be equals to, so equals to country. These are this index.name. I think that there we go. For now, so that should be it. I'm thinking maybe we could actually convert this to be a package. I think that would make sense from this stuff we are doing here. So convert it to be a package, add a bit more functionalities to it, and yeah, so other people can use it. I think that makes perfect sense. So if you save that, and then we could just make use of this selected country value in here. So select countries, so of saying select countries, we're going to say this and then copy this test. You can say if copy that test, remove this one. One way to fix that for now is to say that this should have an initial test that says select your countries. There's other ways to do that. You can just use no shake on that. So say if this is empty, just replace this. If not, but I think this is actually the fastest way to do that. And so there we go. Head back here. So let's see this in action right now. But there's okay. Let's try this first and see how this works. And if we are not getting the wait a second. Okay, we said that should initially be select list, but it's not showing up as expected. I think one way we could actually do that is basically wrap this, copy that, wrap that with an observable. So yeah, observable is basically a way to actually make some changes to any changed parts in our widgets instead of calling set states. So observable observe that particular widget and see when changes have been done on it and which changes should be reflected. Still not. So say selected value, selected country value, which we actually say right here. Should be selected country, should be this. Select countries. So let's restart this. Yeah, so that's actually showing now. So let's go ahead and select a country. Tap over there, select Afghanistan, and that's working. So you could see Afghanistan selected. Andorra, so you could actually see Andorra selected. Tap on that, scroll to any path, and then select Brunei. So you see that being selected. So that's actually working. But we actually want to style this to actually look like the rest of the input field that we're asking the user to fill in. Let's see. So I'm going to copy some code over that will easily help us to style that. Let's use that previously for this. So you can actually copy the same code that we used to create this input field. If you have been following me along, so you copy that, and then we could just use that to change any of this. So make this to look exactly like this. So what I'm going to do is basically wrap wrap that. So we check dictator, which is we don't need this builder widget here. Remove this builder widget. So how do we even remove this? So I think builder, remove that. We don't need the builder widgets. Go ahead over here and remove this, and then remove this return. We could actually test our app and see if this is working. Tap on this, so it's still working. So once that we remove that, so inside our container, I'm going to style that up by pasting a code I copied over, and I'm going to remove the width property. Already have a width property here. But I'll go ahead and save this. I could actually see that looking exactly like what we have here, the rest of the code, but there's too much space under here. So I'm going to fix that up by basically reducing the size. So I'm going to say this to be 35, and I think it's coming a bit closer, so leave it at that. And then start the test. We could just make the test to be 16. Yeah, there we go. Then we could just remove the font weight to 400. I think this is good so far. Yeah, this is good. So we could actually look like the rest of the code. So you tap, select, see that reflected. So we can actually make this actually look much better. The country code is selected at the back over here, but I don't think we need that so far. And let's go ahead and implement other part of the registration form. So we actually accomplished a lot here, which we can actually do more in our next video. So in our next video, I'm hoping to actually turn this to be an open source code. So not the whole project. I'm turning the package, the widget that we created right now, but actually make it a package, add some functionality in our next stream, which should be tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not going to fade that. Tomorrow I'll be streaming again. So guys, head back and tell your friends to actually join. So tomorrow basically we're going to be converting this to be a real package, and we're going to submit it to pub.spec so that anybody can use it and do whatever they want to do. We are going to add some functionalities like whenever it's an when it's on Android, it should open as an Android pop-up and not like an iOS bottom sheet. Yeah. So let's continue this. So we already added about yourself, we added a select country, and the next one should be place of work. So that should be under here, under this. The place of work should actually be an input field. So we are asking the psychologist the place of work, their place of work, whether it's an self-employed or any of that. So I'm going to change the test here. Got this to say place of work. E.G. Self-employed. Use that test right in here. Yeah, there we go. So you can actually see that added below, place of work. That's in the next stuff. We are going to add is gender, gender selection. So it basically helps the user to select the gender. Almost the same stuff that we did here. So we're going to implement that again. I think we implemented something similar before. I guess we did. Let me check. Custom input field. Okay, we did not. Okay, we did not implement such a thing. But I'm going to copy a code instead of implementing it here. But I'm going to copy it from my previous UI endeavors. So basically, I did something similar. So I'm going to copy that over and explain that. So it's basically a drop down, but I did some changes to the drop down, so I can be able to show a different drop down on Android and a different drop down on iOS. Yeah. Let's input field here. So just copy the code right here. So a custom drop down, and so that reminds me there's some change we need to make here. So on iOS, so we could actually use this format on Android. Yeah, I think that's okay. Then on iOS, we still use the same format, but it's not going to be scrolling like this. It's going to be scrolling on as an iOS input picker, which you guys are going to see how that works. So we're going to change it to be in that way. So I'm going to do some changes here. Import this. So import this. Okay. Yeah, so to do that, so basically I'm going to use show Cupertino model pop-up. So that's what we are going to use in place of iOS. And then this Cupertino picker, we are going to replace pass these formatted values into it. But for now, let's kind of like deal with this custom drop down first. So head over to our personal screen. So under this, just basically have that custom drop down. So right now, just pass an empty function into it, and then menu items and the label should be gender, and the menu items, I think I have that somewhere. I will just copy that over to. So menu items will be coming from this. Yeah. So I have a menu list of drop down menu item with a string, gender selection. I have male, female, and others. So we can actually go ahead and list other stuff, but just others. So just save this and then head over here. Let's see what next one we need to do. Work on. Let me see. Custom input fields. No, custom test. I forgot. I will need to be back here. So menu items will be from registration controller dot menu. What's it called again? Okay, gender selections, and then unselected path. Let's leave it that way for now. Then formats. So let's see what that looks like. Save this. And there we go. So that's added here. So tap on this, you can actually see what I'm talking about, the Cupertino selection model. See how that works. So that's okay. That's good. Let's make any selection. Keep on making a selection, and that will actually be used in here, but right now it's not being used, so we have to create a new variable somewhere in our controller to keep in place of selected gender. So I'm going to say final rx selected gender. Should basically say for now, first one will just say male, and then that's observable. In here we could just make use of that. So no, come on, rather I always forget that that's not what I'm working on. Yeah, so see, selected value. So this that's another one called selected value, and that is going to be coming from this the selected gender value, and unselected, when it's selected, unselected is a function that gets called let me see. Okay, yeah, so you can get a value from unselected, because if you look in here, so unselected is a function, and right in here, I think there's a place we call that unselected function. Let me see, come on, show that or display platform widget, not that. So when you're displaying platform widget, yeah, so we call that unselected. Yeah, we are passing a value to that function, which is a string, so we are getting hold of that value here, and we can actually set the value of this selected gender right here, set that to be the same value as this. Yeah, I think that works. Unselected, set this to this, unselected value to this. And right now, if we go ahead and save this, okay, and let's try selecting and scroll. Okay, that's not been updated. Okay. Okay, so that's not been updated. I think the easiest way to actually get it to update is to, you see, on this. Okay, yeah, I think we can actually get it to update by wrapping this, wrap the whole drop, wrap the whole drop down with builder, and the builder is going to be OBS. Yeah, so right now, so you go ahead and select a different value, so that works. Yeah, select this, select this. Yeah, so that's actually working. The next one we are going to add will be a button. Yeah, so we need to add a button to that, because I think that's following the sketch I have here. So you have the place of work, and then have the gender selection, which we did, and next should be a button. It's the same button we are using on other screens. Just with that, and yeah. This section for now, and let me see. So we have all these stuff. I don't save this. So there we go. So that's good. It's looking good. So you can actually scroll down, have the button with the input field, which is this is doing like this. So basically this gender field, gender selection, basically when you are on a different environment, let's say on Android it opens up as a modal. So yeah, that's difference, opens up as a modal while right. So you can actually see the code. So the code for that is to use drop down button field on Android. So when it's on Android, use this drop down button field, but when it's on iOS, use so let's see, yeah, makes use of this called show dialog, and then show dialog opens up this show Cupertino modal pop-up that we have here, and which we are going to use. Basically, I'm going to copy this over and use that for our country selection right now. So I'm going to copy this over. I think this will be the final step so far. Once we get this completed, and tomorrow we'll just look into more ways we could actually work on this. So I'm going to say I have an if statement right here. If else. So on if side, I'm going to paste this. And what would it be if statement? So basically I'm going to copy this, just good with copy and paste. So one good tip to increase your programming self, or basically increase your productivity as a developer, just learn how to be copy and paste merchant or something like that. Just be very good at that. So yeah, basically we are checking on if we are getting the platform from the team.context. Basically the context is basically the current ancestor or the current parent widget that we are currently on. In a layman term, I would say the current screen that we are seeing right now is called the context. For in this case, it's called the context, and we are using that to check. And if it's displaying on iOS, go ahead and show us Cupertino modal pop-up, which is basically a widget made for iOS. And then if it's on Android, so I'm going to copy this one. So we're going to make another different widget too. So for on Android, we are going to have two styles. One style is just to open as a bottom sheet. The second style is just to open as a pop-up. So the user, anyone that wants to use the package, will just add a value, and we cannot determine that. So let's see. I'm going to say when is selected, unselected, we should go ahead, and we don't need to call this one, so just pause this code right there. Go ahead and do countries index.name, and menu child, we are going to be getting that for countries, and this will be a widget. We are going to, instead of mapping it as a test, we are going to map it the same way we actually did here. So list type, so I'm just going to copy this over. I'm basically going to map it as a list type. Yeah, undefined name menu items, which is correct. So that's basically undefined. Replace that with countries. Undefined. Replace that with countries. And then we have a list style. We're not having an index. So basically what we are having is an element, a dynamic element. It should be E, and do that for the rest of the code right here. E, and also do that for die E, and finally do that. No, let me see. Unselected item change. Okay, do this. Don't call untap. So the untap method, we don't need to call the untap method. Is that required? So that's optional. Just go ahead and remove that or comment it out for now. Save this to test this out. Hopefully this works fine on our first try. Just tap on this. Okay, wonderful. So it says type list dynamic is not a subtype of list widget. Type list dynamic is not a subtype of list widget. List type, they said you're not a widget. So in the list type, okay, I think you actually let's go ahead and remove all this. Remove every single one of them for now. here to here. Replace that with a row widget that has children property. Inside the children, we can just use this test for now inside there as the only child there, just for testing. So testing out the functionality. Come on, guys. What do we want to do here? What exactly are we trying to achieve? Okay, yeah. Let's pass that in here. So it's requesting for index, so we don't have an index. Yeah, save this. So let's start our app. Something different. Every single one of these, and in there I'm going to use an if statement. So we'll loop through it, and it's just the countries dot length I plus plus. So just okay, countries are index one, that particular index, get hold of the name property. So save that. Okay, yeah, that's working. So you can actually scroll through the names in here. You can actually see that working fine. That's good. Okay, so let's see what else we could actually do. Get hold of other properties that we use there. So the first one definitely should be the flag, which is this. So we are inside. Instead of calling this, just copy this, wrap that with a column, but it's not going to be a column, but it's going to be a row. Wrap that inside a row widget. Child in there is going to be the test widget I just copied, which is going to have an index I, get hold of the flag, and make that to be around 10 pixels, and style this one to 10 pixels. And the last one should be the country die code. That should also be 10 pixels too. We should try to do right in here. Set that one to 10 pixels. Just copy the style in here. Just try to be fast with this. Just format. Yeah. Just go ahead and format the code that we basically have. Save this. And once we save this, let's try this. You can actually see that working. So this is it. So that's good. That's good. That's not what we're looking for. Let's say we made this to be around 30. right? It's around 25, and this should be around 15 or 16, and also this around 16, and that will look like this. Okay, but we want to position that inside processes, the center Behance X. Yeah, so there we have it. So we want it to be in the middle. That, so you can see how that is growing. Just select different countries that we want to select. Oh, there's something missing. So making this to be equal to the name. So just the font size, reduce it a bit, and then give a bit space on each and every one of them. So I'm going to use sized box. Okay, so instead of using a bit space around them, I think I could actually achieve that by using main as is space around. I think that should actually solve our issue. Yeah, so if you use space as is, this one, yeah, that's cool. So you can actually see you have the flag right here, have the name, and they spaced out, and everything is working fine. Come on, I think this is better. Let's scroll through them, see the countries that we want to select. Yeah, think we are good to go. As I can actually see that being updated that immediately right here. So once you're selecting, you see that being updated, and okay, that's good. That's good. So you can actually see that. So we're able to implement this country code by ourselves. So that's a great stuff. So right now we can actually test that on Android. Like I said, on Android it will actually look different. So let's test our code on Android. I'm going to open this right up here, close this one, and then run the code on Android. So see how that looks. And tomorrow we'll be publishing it as a package like I promised. So we just work on making it as a public package, so anybody can use it in Flutter. So if you're working with Flutter, I can just make use of it as a public package, and maybe add some a bit of functionality to there. Maybe someone can be able to get the country codes, so many stuff like for input fields, all those stuff too. Yeah, we could actually add those functionality too. Looks like our code stopped working on Android, so it didn't succeed. So what did it say? So fix this issue by adding the following to the file. Android app build upgrading. So it asks us to add minimum SDK to be 21. So Android file build upgrading, which should be somewhere here. App build upgrading, minimum SDK, which should be somewhere. That is compiled SDK 21. I think that should be it. So let's go ahead and run the code again. Address. Open it up. Okay, so we need to give this a bit of time to actually be able to show up. So it's still building it. Yeah, and I think our package so far is actually looking good compared to other packages out there. So this actually fills up the screen no matter the no matter the screen the user is like, no matter the platform the user is on. So it shows up like this, which is not good for user experience. So people using iOS will be not we not like this a bit, because it doesn't open up like the picker on iOS like this. So this is what everyone is used to. So you need to actually think of user experience when you're building package cross-platform packages. Why is it not loading? Something happened. um okay, says my team is not set to use team compact or material um components. Okay, that's a bit strange. So this one thing with working on Android, so you already have these issues coming up. So that should be under styles. Under styles you have team, let's see, normal material components. So let's copy all this all the way to here. Do the same to this too. So copy this, head over here, replace this one with what we just copied. Prefer to comment it out, maybe later on I can get back to that. So replace it with this material compact that we just copied. So the reason for that is because I'm using Stripe package on the app. So it's because we are using Stripe package. So if you're not using Stripe for payment system, you don't need to make all these changes that I'm making here. So I think it's made here, and finally we need to make it on this one too. Just comment this out, and then open this right here. Just add this. Go ahead and save this. I think that should be it. And stop this from running and restart this again. To run that again. Okay, cancel. So we need to wait for another 2 minutes to be able to show up here. But like I was saying, I was pointing something out. So this package, I've used it on a project, is good. Yeah, if you don't want issue, kind of like if you're not thinking too much about user experience in my own end, so you can just use that. Because if you use this, maybe most of your users might not be able to use your app. Most of them will dump it during some time because the camera doesn't feel it. Why they're using iOS, because iOS have this speaker. Whenever you're dealing with picking something, it goes like this. But on Android, you can use this, or you can just use the pop-up, so and your Android users can understand this. I think most of the packages for country picker works like that. So just psychologist. So let's see how this shows on Android. So if you tap on select countries, and which is good, so this is what we are looking for. So on Android it works this way, and you can actually select any country. You see that, you just select Afghanistan, shows up. So any country that you choose to select, it actually works that way. Cyprus, the same stuff. Botswana, yeah. Angola, so yeah, the same. And Bangladesh, the same. So yeah, so this is how it looks on Android, and this is how it looks on iOS. So just have both side, and yeah, if you tap outside it goes off, tap outside it goes off. So yeah, I think that's cool. And so the gender selection works like this on iOS. On Android it works like this. Yeah, so it works normal as, so a normal Android user could actually work with this, because this is how it shows up. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Yeah guys, let me know in the comment section of the video what you think, and what you think we should change, we should use or adapt to, what you think we got wrong. Yeah, just comment there on the video. I'll just get back to you guys. and reply to every comment. Yeah, so tomorrow join me guys, but join back again. So we'll just be dealing on converting this to a real package, real iOS package. So that's basically what we'll be trying to accomplish tomorrow. Yeah, so join me back again, and we just work on that. So see you guys tomorrow, and have a nice day, everyone. I would say good morning because that's almost morning on my end. Yeah, that's no, not almost morning, that's morning already. So this is 3:50 a.m. So I will say good morning. Yeah, wherever you are watching from, thank you for joining, guys. Let's have this talk tomorrow, and yeah. And once again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe, and yeah, so you can keep in touch and know whenever something is dropping. Where's the way turn this off? Where's the stream to? Okay, see. Yeah, OPX. Okay, I see.